Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on The Black Phone. Originally supposed to come out in February, but was delayed to June, which is this month. But I don't think it was because of the pandemic this time, because it was getting rave reviews. So I think they had a feeling that this was probably going to be one of the most popular horror movies of the year. So they pushed it back to the summer, so hopefully it'll make more money. I really hope that's the case, even though Elvis is coming out the same day, which I will be seeing as well. But The Black Phone has come out as well. I just saw it, now I am going to talk about it. In this film, we follow a young boy named Finney who gets kidnapped by this guy played by Ethan Hawke, known as the Grabber. And when he kidnaps him, there's a mysterious black phone behind him. And he gets calls from the Grabber's victims, who are also children. So when he gets these calls, they're like giving him advice on how to escape. And there are victims that he previously knew. Like there's this one guy showing him how to stand up for himself against, enemies and stuff like that. Well, not necessarily enemies, like people who want to hurt him, like bullies and stuff. And meanwhile, his sister Gwen keeps having these dreams about, they're like clues on like what could possibly happen that could possibly end up being real or something like that. And these dreams she gets are sort of clues on where exactly her brother could be. And throughout the film, we got ourselves a psychological thriller full of mystery about what happened to the victims and stuff like that. And I was really looking forward to this movie. This movie is directed by Scott Derrickson, director of previous horror films Sinister and The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I actually haven't watched this movie. I've had it on Blu-ray for a really long time, but never actually watched it. Though I have seen Sinister, and I really do enjoy Sinister, also starring Ethan Hawke. And this movie I thought was even better than Sinister, a lot better than Sinister, in fact. I thought this movie was more than worth the wait, and definitely deserves to be called one of the best horror movies of the year. This is a remarkable film from Derrickson, and it might possibly be his best work. I know he also directed the first Doctor Strange, but there's just something about horror directors that can make really good superhero movies and good horror movies, because there are a lot of horror movie directors that also directed superhero movies. Sam Raimi from Evil Dead to Spider-Man to Doctor Strange. And David F. Sandberg, who directed Annabelle Creation, went on to doing Shazam. And James Wan, Insidious, The Conjuring, went on to direct Aquaman. So it shows that horror movie directors can be good at superhero movies just like they are with horror. But I think their horror movies are the most memorable. First off, Ethan Hawke gives probably his best performance. He is phenomenal as the Grabber, and the Grabber is quite possibly one of the best horror villains in recent memory. Definitely of the decade. He is fantastic, okay? His character is so intimidating. He has so much personality to him, and even though he isn't on screen as much as the protagonist, he still gives a very strong and memorable performance. And you know what else is great? This movie actually had me caring for the victims of the movie. Like, there are times where I really wanted this kid to escape. In fact, I wanted him to escape throughout this entire movie. And the way he communicates with these past victims on the phone, he's like talking to their ghosts pretty much. And it's kind of a bit confusing because there are times where you can see the ghost, but, and they can see him, but he can't see them. But hey, there goes. What more can you expect? I also really like the character of Gwen, his sister, who has been having a lot of dreams before he got kidnapped. She's had like dreams of the victims and exactly what happened to them. And while she didn't experience the way the Grabber kidnapped them, she does have a lot of flashbacks, and she does talk to Jesus once in a while. She does pray a lot. And I'm hoping that she does have hopes if she could get a dream that will help her find her brother. And I did want him to reunite with his sister, and I wanted him to reunite with her brother. Because I feel like they have a very strong connection in this movie, and even though they aren't on screen that much, I really did want them to reunite together. They live with their father. Their father is kind of alcoholic, pretty much. I mean, Their mother passed away, so they're just living with their father. The movie just felt very haunting and very suspenseful. Like, there are moments that had me on the edge of my seat. And the movie was never boring. It's an hour and 43 minutes long, and the movie felt like it went by really fast. And the funny thing is, they're saying right there, this is actually based off a short story by a guy named Joe. Damn, I forgot what his last name was, but so it's amazing that he was able to take this movie or take this short story and make it into an hour and 40 long minute film. And if the story is just as good as the movie, then that's pretty amazing to know the fact that short stories can also make great full-length feature films. And the movie doesn't have filler. The jump scares never felt cheap. There are jump scares in here, but they felt very necessary. They didn't feel like they were there just to give people a good laugh, like, haha, a joke. Like, that's not what Derrickson's going for. And the jump scares are very minimal. I feel like the movie is haunting for its atmosphere and its suspense. Like, the movie just really had me in suspense. And this movie takes place in the 70s. It looks 70s. It feels 70s. And for a 70s vibe, I'm not sure if the 70s was like this, but there are some pretty brutal moments with non-villainous or non-horrific characters. Like, there are some brutal beatings that happen with bullies, like, beating the living crap out of people, and there's, like, a lot of blood. Like, it was pretty dark. Like, and it's not even the horror part. I mean, it was just very tense, and there are times where I kind of wanted to look away. And no spoilers, but they were almost as disturbing as the victim parts, like, or the way the victims like, there is some disturbing imagery with the horror moments, but the real life moments I feel like are just as disturbing and brutal. And yeah, I guess in terms of problems I do have with the movie, I guess it would kind of have to be one. I'm not sure if I was really supposed to care about the father character, because even the father was pretty brutal. Like, there was one scene, brief spoiler by the way, the movie isn't fully out yet, but there's a part where he abuses his daughter, and despite the fact that he's really mad at his daughter, like, and, you know, his son and stuff, he still cares very much for his kids. Like, he cries for them in a specific part that I'm not really going to mention. You're just going to have to watch the movie for yourself. I'm not sure if I was supposed to like or hate him. I guess I'm kind of mixed, because on the one hand, he's very abusive towards his kids. On the other hand, he still cares very deeply for his kids. I guess it might be the fact that he was drinking a whole lot. I'm not entirely sure, but he wasn't on screen that much, so it's at the point where I'm just like, you know, I guess I can just ignore him and just focus on the real main story here, because I guess the father part really isn't the main topic here. But I guess I could say that it is a very serious issue that people have had, like, abusive fathers. Like, I guess there are, but you know what, it's something that I shouldn't bring up. But I guess that's pretty much it. But The Black Phone, in the end, guys, it was nearly everything I wanted it to be. It was very chilling. It was brutal. It has phenomenal performances all around. It has some very frightening imagery. And there are times where I really was on the edge of my seat. And it's a very smart and unique horror film. Like, characters, like the protagonist, is really trying his best to actually escape and not making stupid choices. It has a villain, a very frightening villain that I really enjoyed seeing on screen, and a protagonist that I felt was just as rootable. So yeah, it had me caring for the protagonist and the villain, which is something that horror movies don't really do that much nowadays, but I'm glad this movie did. And it is one of the best horror films that I've seen this year. It was just what I was hoping for. If you're looking for a great summer horror movie experience, then this, I don't think, is going to disappoint. And in terms of the movie itself, this is definitely a call worth answering. You know, funny thing, when I went to go see the screening of this, my friend Tyler, who is my friend Matthew Paley's cousin, actually came to see the movie as well at the exact same showing. So, yeah, that was cool as well. I think he enjoyed the movie too. I think he said it was all right. I definitely like the movie more, but hey, it was great to see another familiar face seeing the exact same movie as me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be seeing Elvis as well tomorrow, in fact. Really looking forward to seeing that as well. I really hope this movie gets just as much love as Elvis might as well, because I know a lot of people are going to see Elvis too. But this movie deserves support as well, and I really hope people do go out and see it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.